Hello and welcome back to the Offensive Line. This week we're back with another Christian cliche. This is actually another listener-generated episode where one of you asked us to do a video on this topic. Now imagine that you walk into work one day at a company that you've been at for the last 10 years and you're hoping to work at for at least a few more years. You turn on your computer, you check your emails from the night before, only to find out that the company is downsizing and you're part of the department that they are getting rid of. And then a coworker in another department says to you, when God closes a door, he opens a window.
Oh, that company wasn't a great one anyway. I'm sure you'll find another job that's even better. And they might even tack on an additional out-of-context verse by saying, God works all things together for our good, right? That must mean God has a better job in mind for you. The verse they're referencing is Romans 8:28, by the way. And it's not about God closing a door and opening a window, although it is a verse that we can turn to for comfort in times of hardship. But Romans 8:28 comes in the context of Paul talking about Christians undergoing the daily suffering that comes with life.
The saying, though, as well as the verse, are meant to point to God's providence in our lives. It doesn't mean that just because we got into a car accident that God has a shiny new Tesla waiting for us, nor does it mean that God intends for us to get a better job after we lost our old one. God's providence is not about maintaining our material wealth and prosperity. Although that may happen to some, such as in the case of Job, who lost all of his material wealth in the beginning of the book, only to get it all back and more at the end of the book, that is not God's aim.
Instead, what Romans 8:28 means is that God is after our greater good, which may or may not include material wealth. Just think of the Mark account of the rich young ruler, where it says that Jesus showed love to him and told him to sell all of his possessions. That's because Jesus knew that the rich young ruler's possessions were what was keeping him from the greater good, which was him following after Christ and having eternal life. What we might view as good might not be what is actually for our good.
But God knows, and we know, that He is working all things together for what is actually good for us. That's what Romans 8:28 is saying. We can find security in this knowing, and we don't need to ever worry or get anxious or be afraid. So knowing all of that, the Christian cliche of when God closes a door, He opens a window has a number of problems. The first of which is that we don't know what's a door and what's a window. Just like we said before about the rich young ruler, he thought what was good for him was to keep his wealth, but Jesus actually knew what was good for him was the exact opposite.
What this saying does is that it only has in view what is right in front of us. What it implies is that we can each accurately assess what is a door and what is a window, what is good and what is even better. And how do we know that the closing of a door isn't actually Satan trying to undermine God's work? You see, that's the main problem with this Christian cliche. God does not always close doors in order to point us to better opportunities. Sometimes a door is closed for good.
What we can be sure of, though, is that God has a plan for us which is for our ultimate good. We may not know every specific aspect of this plan, but we can take comfort that God knows and God works. It's His plan, not ours. Being a Christian is not about making our own plans and figuring out where the doors are and the windows are. It's about submitting to God's will and pursuing things God's way. And when we pursue things His way, He will always provide a way to do it.
We hope that was another encouraging video for you. Thank you to all of our viewers who have responded to some of our videos. Because of you guys, we have officially reached a little over 200 subscribers. So spread the word. Let's see if we can get to 300. If you're watching this and you haven't already done so, make sure to subscribe to our channel. You can ask us anything in the comment section below. You can also just leave a comment to let us know how we did in this video, or if you have ideas for future videos. We are the Offensive Line, and we're uncomplicating the complicated. We'll see you next time. I could just do closing of a door.
Yeah.